Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Here we go.
Hello.
Okay. Last time?
Last time.
Last time. Killian fought a Dragonborn and actually won by throwing them both off the bridge and keeping them underwater, which really slowed him down but didn't stop Killian at all because he's got special ability. So they come back up, they're brought back to the bridge, the deal with the alliance is kind of agreed to between the two, and then we hear a horn, see a single rider coming up with a Union banner, and it's a general of the Dawn Guard come to talk. He has been leading the assault since Friggsvagar, and his name is
Little shit.
Leafthorn. Magnus Leafthorn. And he's like, okay, let's just end this whole unpleasantness and not draw it out. The council has their demands. Ulf is off the council and broke out of custody a few days ago. So he might show up.
Well,
and
they
Arn
claim.
is. Yep, they say.
Yep.
Yeah. Leafthorn says Killian has to be banished in order to satisfy the Union, and Arn says the fort can't belong to them anymore, which he kind of reluctantly agrees to. But there was a lot of arguing in circles over and over and over and over and over again about these. Basically, it came down to this ultimatum: Killian out, or the Old Kingdom is out of the Union instead. We've got a few days to decide. We let him go because we weren't standing on the bridge and could not have a very satisfying topple him over the ledge. And Arn went to talk to Killian alone, and the last thing said in that session was that there may be merits to taking this quote-unquote offer. That's where we left off.
So yeah, you're in a small meeting room, handful of bookcases, single table. Definitely for more quiet meetings, smaller parties. And your father has just dropped this on you.
I can't say I didn't see that coming from you. What's your benefit you're seeing to it? Let's entertain this line of thought for a little.
Well, we avoid all-out war. We get them off our back for a while so we can make other arrangements.
So it's buying time and that's it.
It's buying time. One thing you need in this world are allies. If we had time to gather allies, we wouldn't have to put up with this political nonsense. The Old Kingdom is strong, but the Union far outnumbers us. The entirety of the Union far outnumbers us.
I don't see the entire Union here, though. I see the Dawn Guard.
You see him kind of lost in thought for a moment. If you were to be banished, that would give you free rein to gather allies in other nations.
He kind of crosses his arms and leans back a bit. I imagine taking the seat could do that job nicely, too. I'm assuming you got my letter.
Of course. Taking this throne does not get you allies in the world at large. I know Wolf has a strong influence on you, but you are smarter than him.
He kind of shakes his head. I mean, that's a pretty good out for the guy who wants to keep the spot. trust the information that only you would know, coming from only you.
I get the feeling you doubt me.
I get the feeling they saw an opening with you.
Do you think I would let this slide? That this would go forgiven?
It's not just with the Union. Guessing you heard about a certain head of a certain house when we made landfall?
Yes, I have heard the news.
It's not just on their side.
You want to thin the ranks, get rid of the bad seeds, as you will. While it's not it is a good thing to do, but not while we stand at the very brink of war with another country. We don't need to fight ourselves while fighting other people. This kingdom, this country, its people have always survived by its willingness to fight together. If you give them a reason to fight each other, it's does not end well.
There's gotta be something more. We're looking. You're saying we can't fight everything. That we can't. We gotta pick our battles, right? We
Yes.
can't take the whole world on.
Not yet.
I think I would rather look for a way to buck that restriction than to work within it. You're right. We can't take them all on right now. I can't cut out all the little cancers that have grown up in our country while we're dealing with those assholes on our shores.
Mhm.
But I need to find something that can let us.
I mean, we need allies. We need. I mean, hell, half our bannermen are across a sea right now. We don't. There is, and I've known this for a long time, there is simply an ideological difference between the people of this country. There are those that believe as I do, that want to keep our people safe. And then there are the Ulfs of the world who want to see it all burn. There needs to be a better way.
I'd like to hope I can be the in-between. To keep safe and close what needs to be, and to bite off the head of everything else. While knowing where you're from.
What is do you know the Union's, the biggest threat to the Union historically?
Threat how?
Why was the Union created? Do you remember?
What would I'm curious. What would Killeen's view on that be?
He would. I mean,
What would you
Ulf
learn?
feels
To...
very.
Go
Ulf
ahead.
would feel very strongly about this, so I'm sure he'd be very vocal about it.
Hmm.
So he would absolutely know that the Union was formed to stop Volt,
Mhm.
right? Like that's the whole reason they band together to stop them from trying to take over the world.
Yep.
You know.
And looks like, I'm sure if you read a textbook from there, it'd be to deal with Volt, right?
And what if Volt was on our side?
Mm.
What then? What do you think they would do?
Probably group us under Volt. Keep the mantra they've been doing up until now.
Mhm.
Even if Volt joined us, they'd say we joined Volt. It's not like this entire thing started because they're more than happy to twist the story of our people.
Right. And you have to remember, we've not spoken with the council. It seems the only people we've been speaking with are the Dawnguard. I share your sentiment in rooting out the cancer. I think we're dealing with a healthy or unhealthy dose of cancer with their kind. But with the 2 council members dead, that does grant General Praxis more authority over the council. And he is the head of the Dawnguard.
I don't think he is. I'm not the most. You're more understanding of people, sociable, kingly, whatever you want to say. I talked to the guy. He didn't hit me as that kind.
Yeah, I've spoken with Praxis many times. He does seem like an honorable man. I would not. This does not feel like it would be him.
Something's got his chain.
Yep. Or maybe his hands are tied. Maybe it's someone in the council is manipulating events, and what the council decides, the army does. He is but one vote against many.
Again, manipulating events is how we got here in the first place. Unless you're thinking I was the one who offed the council members.
No, I mean, I had some suspicions Ulf might have gotten a bit too overzealous, but it doesn't sound like it's the case in this matter.
In the sake of transparency for you, the general that guy was talking about, that was Ulf. Not to say I wouldn't have done it in the same position.
I'm not surprised.
Do you think he's really out?
They couldn't contain him. I believe I half expect him to show up at the end of the day claiming coming for my head just as you claimed you were.
Well, he'll have to go through me first because I asked first. Dovey in one day, that'd be a hell of a thing.
This country needs unity right now. I hope you see that.
That's. I think I know that better than you might think. You saw the help we got with the forest.
Yes. It was as if some ancient legend had come to life. It was quite remarkable.
About that. We did end up running into some, let's say, ancient legends.
Hmm.
Or at least things that were powerful and held the same name. I don't know.
Following more in my footsteps every day.
Better keep walking, old man. I'll catch up.
There's a hearty chuckle from him. Yeah. One day, perhaps you will beat me.
Did they ever talk to you about universal shit?
No, I don't believe that was what was in fate for me. Might be bigger plans for you, though.
Well, that's why I look. I'm assuming you're not gonna have your butt on that chair until I go out and die on the battlefield.
No, it is. I hope one day you take the throne. I truly do.
So that said, there's gonna be a lot more than the Union we're gonna be dealing with in the future.
Okay. I mean, that would explain the blade you carry.
Sign of the end times.
How is Mountain?
Stoic.
That's about right.
My point is I feel like how this whole thing with the Union's gonna play out is gonna be the setup for whatever actual hell is coming next. Apparently, devils are actually getting pretty riled up. Fun fact: that little skald we got coming around with us, Princess of the Feywild and the Hells.
You see him give you a very quizzical look. Okay, what? You got any more secrets in that group? Is one of them a god or something? Like,
I mean, no. Shit. He walks out. He walks over to the door, cracks the door open. Lena,
What?
can I tell my dad the thing?
What?
The thing.
You need to use your words. What?
Your thing.
What about?
Your secret, the reason for your amnesia.
You march over and just well, she's gonna march over and slap Bastion across the head first.
Perfect.
Yeah, there's two parties here.
Hmm.
And then just
Does Bastion just like fold in half? Because like
friendly punch. It only does 3 token damage.
fine here, careful.
And then she's gonna march over so that she's not shouting across whatever distance they were at, and just to Killian. Why?
He's met your friends.
So he hasn't met me.
Cool. He pulls Lena in the room.
Wait, what? That wasn't a yes.
Do you fight him pulling you in the room?
How taken by surprise am I?
I mean,
he just went, okay, yoink. Up to
Yeah.
you.
I'll go yoink.
All right.
She's in room.
Yep.
Okay. You close the door quickly behind you, and Arn is just kind of like half sitting there, like, okay.
Recognize
up?
this one?
No, he wouldn't.
No, should I?
Do you want to say it, or?
Killian, I might not be great with time, but I can tell you right now that I'm pretty sure he'd be too young.
Okay, cool. Do you want to say it or not?
Fine, you go ahead, but this doesn't leave this room.
Thumbs up.
It is not something that gets out to the general public. It's not something that I use on a wider battlefield. Not
Except
at
when you
this
do.
time. Not right now.
She's one of the Valkyries.
Lena had tried to get out the door before he dropped that, but she was too slow.
Arn doesn't flinch. He simply just looks at Lena and gives like a a half nod, like an honor to meet you.
I met her in a bar fight.
And you lived. Impressive.
Yeah, it was a close thing.
I'm going through all this with you. Because in part I value your wisdom on this shit. With what I've got in my back pocket here. Do you think I could take another route here?
A prince in exile, a Valkyrie, a devil fey being. Anything funny about the tin can?
He nearly killed this one with a touch once, by accident.
Fucking death magic is bullshit, okay?
And death magic. Okay, that's.
Okay, hold on a second.
You're not here to defend yourself.
You got out of character. Hold on a second here. How have I got back to being the fucking humor character?
We don't know any of Bastion's big secrets. We don't know what he has.
I could tell you right now, none of it is as big as any of that shit.
Yeah.
Okay, fair. Then this is what we've got.
Hell, Eric.
Murder, arson, and jaywalking. We've got Nemi, Elena, and Bastion.
Eric, how do I always get the lamest character of the bunch?
Mm, you may think that, but your time will come. Anyways.
Oh, sorry, right, I forgot I'm not allowed to know my secrets.
Yeah, remember, and you only get temporary satisfaction towards the end of the campaign. I know.
I went through a whole ass even there before I got here.
Also, he can do weapons and shit.
Oh, a smith.
No. He's conversed with
okay.
God, held together an entire library, but it's fun.
That is handy. That's quite the group.
So once again, do you think we can... I've imagined... As a young kid, I'd like to think you saw a lot more shit in your time than you ever told me.
There are stories you have not heard, yes.
How many dragons have you killed?
3.
I need to do 3 more. Got it. How many giants?
There are not a lot of giants left roaming the world.
How many giant kings?
There has not. Giant king is a thing of legends.
He has a shit-eating grin. Alright, that's all I need to hear.
Perhaps at a different time.
Yep.
There are many tales to be had.
So my question remains. Do you think we have enough to bolster us to figure out something else? Not just for this union, but for the future?
If the events to come are as big as you say they are, we don't simply need peace with our people or peace with the Union. We need we need the world. We need the world to band together. Once upon a time, the Old Kingdom was the world. We controlled territory from here to the end of Novgorod. This goes right back to we need allies, but we need allies, but we also do need to clean out the rot.
I'm not looking to burn the Union to the ground.
No.
Just a controlled blaze for the shit that started this.
We need to investigate the Dawnguard. We need to figure out who's given the orders, who's pulling the strings.
If they're all a bunch of dogs, we can at least grab hold of the chains.
This would be something. But we need them off our backs. We need them to give us some slack. We need them to turn the other cheek, so to speak.
We need them off guard.
We need a way to sneak in while they're not looking.
That fort's probably pretty empty.
It'd be a good first stop.
But so this was my original plan. We have a newfound ally in potential future leader of Volt.
Though we might have to help him carve his way up there first.
Right. I've never known you to shy from a battle.
Damn right.
Especially get some Dragonborn.
Hopefully actual dragons. Like, seriously, the way Ulf describes it, I just assume there's actual dragons running the council on their side.
Perhaps. I don't think anyone's ever seen the council. I don't... they put up the face of the lords being the council, but they're not. There is something deeper.
Maybe we can talk to our friend.
Well, sorry, back to the plan. If we get Volt on our side, if we put this adder, help get this adder on the throne, then we have Volt at our side. If we could get Novgorod on our side, that would also be...
Can you throw us on the map real quick just to make names?
Oh,
of
yeah.
places easier?
Sorry, yeah.
Yep.
Doo-doo.
Perfect.
Okay, so Volt.
Yep.
Novgorod's up here.
All right.
Well, technically, it's also here. It extends from the end over here to the Felgate. I'm not too familiar with people from Novgorod, though. I wouldn't know where to point to.
We've met one at that council meeting.
Have we?
We spoke with her. Yes.
What
was her name?
the Admiral.
Yeah, the Admiral.
Oh,
She
that
was-
lady.
she
I got her a
was-
drink.
Yes.
You
Yep.
did. You did indeed.
I think we made a decent impression.
That
She
was
just-
Galina, Lady of Novgorod.
She just seemed cool, and also we were maybe gonna find the, Odin's Ring of Legend, Dropnir. Apparently, it's buried somewhere out in the water, and we were looking into that. And she was a Navy person, but
Okay, an admiral, a grand admiral, would be definitely a way to make an introduction.
Killian there's like a moment where Killian has like a there's like a spark of smoke out of his ears. He has a thought. Hey, wild shot in the dark here.
Yes.
Do you know any dragons that aren't part of Volt?
Do I personally know any dragons?
Know of them?
Um. No.
Maybe our house guest will.
Hmm.
Look,
His story is that he's not been in Volts for a long time.
no,
So
but you don't have a claim to the throne of Volt with that kind of power behind you without
hmm,
having gone somewhere.
that is fair.
We've run into a Fey Ice Queen and Loki, so
You see him like. There's a brief moment of what?
One was in disguise as the other. I'll give you a guess which.
That's
how we got
sounds
the
like the
forest on our
legends.
side.
You have quite the tale to tell.
Hmm.
But anyways,
I'm hoping he has a tale to tell too. Because my crazy thought is if we can go find that golden ring that makes infinite gold rings,
mhm.
that's a nice bargaining chip for a dragon who loves to hoard shit.
That is yes. Yeah, okay. Interesting.
And if we can get some sort of something on our side, hell, I don't know. Is there other stuff that likes big hoards of gold? Is there like a massive raven we can talk with?
Not that I'm aware of. A dragon fighting for the old kingdom would be a sight to see. Hmm.
Maybe we can get like Bahamut or something. Nah, that'd be ridiculous.
Devin, shut the fuck up.
Nosebleed.
Nosebleed, it's all flames.
So that's an option.
It's really seeming like Volts is the best place to go for now. Further to the north, the Dragonair Isles, there's not much military power there. It would be an afterthought to have them on our side. But for the greater threat at large, it would not hurt to...
Stick a branch out.
Yeah, exactly. Friends are friends.
Question: could you actually move us to that other map that shows like the borders?
Oh, did I archive that? Shit. Oh, here we go. Restore. Hopefully it's still intact. Oh, perfect. Good, 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 good. Whoop. Okay. Oh, shit.
Darkness.
There we go.
Okay, this actually makes it a bit easier.
Yes, sorry. Okay, yeah, so Dragonair Isles. Small, inconsequential. You would be hard-pressed to get Galicia or any of the northern countries to be concerned with our struggles. But again, perhaps once we've settled our issues here.
So, side note too, just the green ones are like the Union and Volt and others, right?
Yeah, it's like the major country, and then the blue is like sub areas.
So Delta
Right.
is technically its own with
Novgorod.
Novgorod.
Yeah, it's Novgorod. Delta used to be that area. The Katolan Delta used to be a huge powerhouse in the region way back when.
Mhm.
Then there was that huge, massive flood that basically wiped out everything, and Novgorod took over that part. Yeah.
Okay. And so Ironhold is part of the Union. Elendil
Yep.
is part of the Union.
Yep.
What's up with Morgul? Just out of curiosity.
Um, you personally wouldn't, or Killian really wouldn't know.
Okay.
It's-
I think would, right?
Bastion would have a passing knowledge. Yeah, sure.
He's been to Galatia.
Briefly, however briefly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Morgul is a more nomadic raiding warlike people. It's very much
Sounds like these two can get along, to be honest.
it's very much like Dothraki or like the Mongols.
More like underdeveloped.
Yeah, underdeveloped. Yeah, stuff like that.
Yep. All right. Okay. So we've
It's
got
more a region than a country.
so we've got Volt, and maybe we can swing around the north to Novgorod
Mhm.
before we, I don't know, come down from the north to start wrecking the Union.
The Felgate has never been conquered. It's probably not a good place to start.
But if we did, though,
If we did, though, yes, it would be one of the more direct routes to New Haven.
and a nice middle finger. We can start with Volt.
Mm.
Can't believe I'm agreeing with your shit.
There is wisdom here. I do not speak idly. I'm just glad you would listen. Ulf would already be swinging. He has little time for words and plans.
You're at least pointing me towards somewhere else to swing.
Oh, of course.
I have the vague
There's-
promise of maybe killing a dragon when we go to Volt. Like, it balances out.
You are my son. I raised you. I'm aware of your ambitions. And I still hold the promise that we're not going to let the crimes against us stand. We just need to let it cool off. Gain the element of surprise.
He like walks up to his dad, like gives him like a little like light tap on the forehead. It's like, you ain't got a choice. If you don't, I will.
Don't count me out yet. You may think you have me, but I've got some tricks up my sleeve. We'll one day fight. When you're ready.
Frame that letter above your bed.
All right. While this is going on, we're going to go out to the other two.
Mm.
So, Bastion and Nemia,
Yes.
you have been kind of awkwardly, in a room with a handful of guards, some more noble members of the Old Kingdom.
Bastion has spent every minute he possibly could trying to get one of the guards to
Mhm.
teach him as many words in Valiant as he could. Because, if I'm not mistaken, Bastion is pretty good at learning languages pretty quickly, right?
Fair. He has a lot of exposure, so yeah. Lena's been forgotten.
She's just kind of been in the corner.
No, actually, there was a side thing I meant to ask before. I'll just do it in the chat.
Yeah, Bastion just like, all right, and cold iron, like the stuff that you stab fairies with.
Yep. And the guard will humor you and will just kind of feed you these words and like say them a couple times so you can get him down.
He's got this like absolutely fucking wrecked notebook that he's writing down notes in. There's like on the front, it's like stamped with like what looks like the leather is burnt with like a hammer that was put in the forge for too long. Like hit it.
That's about right. Nemia, are you getting up to anything in particular?
Sorry, slight delay here. There we go. Let me move this a bit. Yes, I think due to the rough customs on here compared to my beautiful arts of the island, after a couple heated discussion about the awful artists that people have here, I'm teaching one guard to be less tone deaf.
attempting to teach a guard to be less tone deaf.
Yes.
Yeah,
would
no,
like to
that.
remind you,
So
princess of 2 planes of existence.
Yeah,
No. It's you gotta sing from your belly, and I'll squeeze the guard, and I'll just God damn it.
I look to the guard next to me. Diaphragm. How do you say diaphragm?
While this is going on, eventually there is an arrival. A couple guards open like the main door to the room, and a female human walks in.
Bastion immediately checks if he recognizes her.
Probably not.
Okay.
Come on, I've got too many pages of people.
This is why you prep. This is why you don't prep anybody who doesn't have a chance of being killed.
Kind of a more nicely and formally dressed human female, but Old Kingdom formal is a bit different than Union formal. It is most definitely nearly battle ready.
Wearing the nicest furs of the murdered animals.
Right.
I think the nearly part makes it formal. You assume that you're not going to be murdered here.
A kind of long blonde hair of a similar manner as Killian and Arn. She has a strong presence as she enters the room. There's a lot of respect given to her from the guards. And she sees Eunemia trying to teach this guard to sing. And she says, "Oh, don't bother. He's not been much for song for as long as I've known him. And who might you be?"
Bastion will kind of take a step forward and do his best facsimile of a greeting and veiling that he can. And then switching back to common, he'll just...
Guten Tagen.
He just goes, we're guests of Killian. I don't know what his title is. the young wolf pup who's apparently wants to beat up the big wolf pup down in this place.
And what has my pack gotten into?
I assume a lot of dastardly things that, based off your hair, your dress, and the fact that you seem to know everyone here, you're his mother, because I'm not going to be blindsided by this shit again.
Yes, I am.
He kind of incline his head again. In that case, nice to meet you. I'm a wandering blacksmith, I guess, who's been dragged along by his collar.
The blacksmith would be handy
Former-
to my son.
Troubadour,
What's the
apparent
word?
future ruler of the worlds.
He uses some word like hot water, like scald.
The Skald, your presence is most welcome. I'm Sigrid. It's a pleasure to meet you both.
Nice to meet you. So, I kind of look at Nemea and just be like, I feel like I'm the odd one out here in terms of the status. Should I offer you guys if you want some tea?
We don't do that here.
I could knight you That
Could you?
helps.
I'd appreciate
I
it.
don't know.
I'd like to have a title.
I mean, with all the combined heritage I have, I think at least a quarter knight.
That might be dangerous for you to invoke, though. Be careful.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, becoming a Knight of Hell might not help your death magic image. Just
Cameron,
saying.
we've done this once before,
I never get a choice in this matter, okay?
and we
I somehow
fucking
get
killed the
left
King of
by-
Hell because of it.
And,
Ugh.
last time I didn't get a choice. At least this time I agreed with.
I'm gonna be totally honest with you. You might have to give like a hefty percentage of your soul. I don't manage those contracts, but
Oh, okay. Okay. Let me read the fine print first. Then we'll get to it.
We have different packages. There's the 20% soul and there's the 40% soul package.
I look at it, it's
invest this over time.
what if we're trying to get it from the other side? Not
The-
the soul side, but like the more free-form, loose-fitting side.
Oh, that just costs your name.
Just trying to get rid of that shit for a while.
And if we have a majority share of your soul, you get 1 free smite a month.
That explains everyone's kids.
Oh fuck, that was good. Oh, okay, sorry. Whew, okay.
Either way, he looks back to the queen and just be like, "Oh, sorry. We have this whole thing where we banter when we're stressed out. Hi, nice to meet you. We totally didn't try to throw a man off a bridge for you guys earlier today. Hold on.
Was it a
He-
member of
he-
the union?
Yeah, it was. Hold on. He walks into the door that Ken then walked into and goes, Lena, the wolf puppy's mom is here. I think you should probably explain how you almost threw a guy off a bridge today.
She
Or
just
building
looks
or
over it. Why are you telling this to me? He's right there.
No. I don't care about him. We're explaining the whole dude that we almost tried to like throw off the building, and I figure you better explain that than I am.
I don't
Ki-
see that needing explanation. And
Yeah,
she gets out of the way so Killian can get out.
Yeah, they kill me.
Sigurd just says real quickly, it's of no matter. He would have deserved it.
Oh god,
Killing looks
kill him.
like,
Why do
oh,
you
you.
suck? Your parents are so cool.
Killing stares down. It's like, oh, I thought you had told me if she was here, and he goes to the door.
I just fucking did.
No, that's to his dad.
I didn't know she was here. You see him kind of hang back for a little bit.
Look at
like-
your he pranks his dad.
He's like, yeah, fine.
And he'll give his mom a hug.
Yep. She will give you a firm hug back. Arn kind of like too casually walk up. Hello, dear. And Sigurd will go, are we off to war? Or have you talked some sense into the little one?
Isn't he? Bastard just leans over to me. Is that the Valiant equivalent of flirting? Should we give him a room?
I think everyone's flirting then, because that's just like the treatment everyone gets here.
Yeah, you must be a real catch, man. You kind of pats her on the shoulder.
We're figuring things out.
Okay. Well, it would give us time to gather the banners, gather the clans. I think rushing to action would be a bit foolhardy. I'm glad Ulf is not here.
Oh my god.
He's on his
Cemetery.
way. He might have a ball and chain dragging from his ankle, but he's on his
Mm.
way.
Bastion points to the queen and he's like, she's the brain. Oh,
Yeah, Killian, what happened?
yeah, right? Did you just forget to hack the Geneton, or like what happened here?
So, Lena, when you speak, Sigurd finally takes notice of you,
Hmm.
and you see her grow slightly pale as she gets a confused look at you, and she regains herself and kind of goes closer to you, Who are you?
Hmm. Can I insight this? What's her face doing right now before I
She's
answer?
she's confused, and
They're
there's a
actually
lot of there's a lot of emotion there. You can't exactly read what the fuck her face is. What is
Okay,
happening?
so this is
Okay.
whoever hit
There's
Lena outside the head.
there's confusion back and just I'm called Lena.
Where do you come from?
Uh that's a more complicated question than you think.
Should we perhaps get some privacy here if we're going to discuss things like this?
You see her kind of. Sigrid turns to back to the rest of the group. She's like, "No, that is fine. We can worry about that later. We have war facing us." But you still see her kind of like side eye you, Lena, every now and then.
Can Bastion try to incite her?
Give me an insight.
Because. Oh, do I not have fucking insight either? God damn it, Eric. give me insight. What the fuck are you doing with this shit?
I'm not trying to make your life hell, but this is just
Aren't you?
amusing. No, I'm not. Okay, anyways.
Hold on.
You're-
Wait, no, I
you're-
forgot from Bastion. 16.
Your best. It almost seems like Sigrid knows her somehow.
I guess you can't get any further insight as to
Mm,
her emotional state regarding Lena.
Sigrid is. She is definitely the more surprisingly calm and collected. Though she speaks of "Are we going to war?" She is much more regal and queenly, like royalty, than perhaps anyone you've met in the kingdom. So she's not easy to read.
Look, just as a quick go around, these are the schmucks I've been traveling around with. Points.
Fuck again, we'll revisit the boat scene.
Sigrid will step around the room before you even really get a chance to speak about them. Killian is like, "I've met a couple of them. A strong forging arm, a skald to sing your tales, and Lena.
I'm
It's
pretty
quite
sure
the assemblage."
Local amnesiac.
Hmm.
and dragon half she tried.
Yeah, if you've ever met me, I might not know it. I don't recognize you.
That is. You bear the strangest resemblance to someone I knew, but it's quite impossible, so.
See,
Well,
every time someone has said that around us, they've been proven wrong. So hold off on that phrasing.
but the person I was mistaken for dead, so
Hmm,
if that's your
plot-
basis
the
for
plot
impossible.
thickens. It is of no matter right now. Many of you have a strong sword arm, and I believe, Skald, you are strong in the ways of magic.
Yeah.
Putting it.
I guess.
She only turns every person who comes after us to on their heel to run away in fear. But just casually magical.
It's either
And
that or I play horrible music. I'm still
She's got a decent
Well,
strong
either-
arm.
50 on it.
She's got a decent sword arm too.
I
Not
have
as
seen
strong,
it.
but graceful. I don't know.
Quick.
Accurate. Precise.
Pointy.
Pointy.
You, at this point, kind of chilly, obviously in normal cat form, like goes up to Sigrid, and Sigrid just casually picks up Chili and is, petting her, and unknowing to what lies in her arms.
I see you've met Sir Chili.
I believe it is Lady Chili.
I don't know, Chili, what do you prefer?
There is a thought in the back of your head. I will eat you. Do
He
not
just
test
puts
me.
hands up.
Do
Puts
not
hands
test.
up. I was just asking Chili, man.
Uh,
Chili is female.
to answer the question, we're not running to war yet.
Good. We need more men. Have we solved that problem yet? She turns to Arn. Perhaps if Killian will do some legwork for us. Sigrid turns to Killian and she kind of, like, lovingly and affectionately, like, brush her hair out of your face. So normally I would give you a speech about choosing your own fate, following your own path, but you must do this for us, unfortunately.
Look, there's a good chance I might go fight, if not kill a dragon. I
just-
can live with it.
She gives you like a loving, kind of like loving, like a little like light slap to the face. So I read that letter as well. So she gives you like a very stern look, like, don't do it again.
He has a smile and he's like, I'll do it one more time, but it won't be as bad because I'll actually go through with it. Seriously, old man, you're not just giving me that.
Sigurd gives you I brought you into this world. I can take you out.
Look, I don't want to hear it from Ulf if I just get handed it. Give me that at least.
Fair enough. That does bring up the other matter. How will we handle Ulf? I'm assuming he won't be as peaceful. Arn will kind of finally chime in at this point. Says, well, I'm probably going to have to fight him. And given his stubbornness, Sigurd will kind of like knowingly nod.
Can he be pointed at Leafthorn? That face needs rearranging.
Yeah, I'm with her on this one.
I mean, he's definitely the right man to fight our battles, but I think his anger will be too misplaced. The failings of the Union are too easily equated with the failings of your father. And Arn gives her this look like, hey, what the hell?
I told you, man. There was a nice opening. It's not to say peace is all bad, just they certainly found a way to make advantage of it. And I imagine Ulf's gonna be barreling right through that assumption and conclusion.
Yes.
So you sure you're the one who's got to fight him?
He would not have it any other way, Arn says. I've beat him once. I would not want to kill my brother, but if that is what it takes.
What if I did it? Fought him, not killed him.
Do you honestly believe that will stop him?
I mean, I've got first claim. He's gonna have to wait in line.
I don't think there's much precedence for multiple claims to the throne at once. It'll be. We are truly in an interesting time.
Look, if his little squirt of a nephew took him down, they'd at least knock his pride down for like a week.
You don't know your uncle like I know him. He is not one to give up. He is not one to stop. It would take nothing short of his death.
Maybe, can I offer a suggestion? Point him towards the bastard who tried to get his nephew killed. We got what's that Boar Clan's dude name?
Oh, you're assuming he's still alive.
Yeah.
If not, someone's going to take control of that region.
Look, I'm pretty sure if someone didn't get to him in the like 5 minutes after we ran out of there, he wasn't coming out too well.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
fine, but if that region fell, then someone's going to need to reclaim it from the Union. If it
It's
didn't
true.
fall, it's got a useless leader, and if the useless leader's dead, it's going to be a power vacuum. Send him over there. He's going there on your word. He gets to fight back against what was both a rebellion in your land and an invasion from the Union. Acts as a good figure to radicalize everyone towards your side, and you have time to figure something else out.
Again, words do not change the mind of that man.
Then let me fight
But
him.
Killian, he's gonna send your head back to your father, use it to bite your father's head off so that you're technically in charge, and then kill you a second time so he can take charge.
Sigurd at this point will chime in. There will be no killing today. We will speak of this matter more perhaps tomorrow. But I think for now, there are things to celebrate. Family returned home after much time away. I think this deserves a drink.
Didn't we just finish drinking like 10 barrels of ale?
No,
Was he?
there's plenty left.
There's plenty left.
Even if
No,
we
no,
Not
no,
to
no,
men-
that was
to
out of
mention-
character. We finished that the same day or not?
That was this morning.
That was today.
Yeah, that's like 4 hours ago.
No, 4 whole hours.
I think we still got some of that vintage we brought home.
You are clearly not from here, she says to Bastion.
Yeah, I prefer to have whatever. Let's just say that I have not converted all of my blood
Oh,
alcohol.
look at me, I'm so cool, I don't day drink.
But if I get too close to a forge like this, I'm gonna be flammable. Never mind if I drink more.
The whole point is you resist flames.
No, you're not well enough that I want to try it. Pretty sure if I burped right now, a dragon would never run for its money.
Well then good, why don't you go reclaim our land for us?
No, I'd rather just burp in your direction and watch the new fucking kingdom fall.
Look, just give it some thought, okay? With me and Ulf, you're right, I don't think talking to the guy's gonna get far, but I want a chance.
Sigurd will kind of chime in. We'll see. We'll see. At this point, you can the Arn and Sigurd will kind of usher everyone back to a gathering hall. There are probably still a handful of soldiers that have still drinking from earlier, probably completely sloshed.
As is the Valiant way.
Yeah. A great battle was won, of course. After some, formalities, Sigrid says that she's going to take her leave. She has something else to attend to.
Linda's gonna follow her out.
Okay. Like right behind her, or just kind of like trail after her for a ways.
Trail after her and hope to get a word in.
Okay.
Oh, also as a note, just for fun, Killian's gonna give his mom one of those pre-calamity wines,
Ooh.
Oh,
just as a sorry for the letter, but I'll probably do it again anyways.
Yep. A loving hug, kiss on the forehead. She makes you like bend down because you are taller there. Yeah. She heads out with wine under one arm. She begins to ascend the tower that you're in, like the main central tower of the town. Um, how long do you wait, Lena?
I'm gonna go up to her if she's kind of alone, not a lot of people around.
I would say like at the bottom floors, there's enough people around that that's not the case. But as she starts to get higher up into the tower, up the stairs, you do hear her call back.
Mhm.
If you're going to follow me, you might as well join me.
Lena will pick up the pace just enough to catch up.
Sigrid is quiet, calm, very much got that royal air about her. Just heading up the stairs, not saying a word for the moment.
Yep. We'll wait
Uh,
until we get to like the top, presumably.
Yep. She she goes up even farther than where like the level where the bridge is. Looking out from the occasional like window in the wall, you see you're virtually at the top of this tower. Um, there are a handful of rooms. You see her draw out a key and unlock one of the doors and kind of motion for you to enter. Go in. Um, the room is dark and dusty. It looks like there hasn't been people here for a long time. Um, Once your eyes kind of adjust to the light, there's no window in the room, so it's quite dark. Once your eyes adjust, you see that it's kind of like an armory. There are a lot of what look to be old Valian weapons. Like if you didn't know any better, this almost looks like it would be a museum of old artifacts. Um, there's a handful of like shields, pieces of armor. I would say a lot of them are damaged, like they've seen some heavy battle. Um, she closes the door and she locks it behind her.
So, did
So
you know? Did
who
you
are you
know?
really?
I was told my name before was Kaura.
There's a brief uh, you see the color drain from her um, ever so briefly before she regains herself.
So you knew her, or me?
Do you remember anything?
Lennis starts to shake her head, then pauses and kind of does the head tilt side to side. I've picked up on a few pieces. I don't remember large swaths. I don't remember what led to me losing all of that. I believe there was a battle. That's about it.
This, you do not wear your wings.
They're there. Just not openly.
Hmm.
She'll flash them out for a second because this one already knows about them. And put them away. I try to be a little more discreet. I learned fairly quickly that
This world is not welcoming of strange things.
you don't want to be too abnormal.
Hard lesson to learn in this world. It takes a certain kind of person to find their way, find a place, and make a name for themselves. You see her kind of like walking amongst the armor and the weapons. Her back is mostly turned here as she's uh, moving her hand over some of the weapons, seeing if some of the blades are still sharp.
I'm aware that this isn't a question that's usually asked, but how old are you? Because I wouldn't have thought by human aging standards you would have known me as Kaora. Most people grew old and gray. If they didn't leave entirely before I came to be here.
I am 653 years old.
She's a Valkyrie.
And I was there on the day of your birth. She turns to you, tears in her eyes. And I thought I had lost you. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Oh, I hope to God you could have been siblings this whole time.
Oh, sibling rivalry, new meaning.
Oh,
Oh.
You see
Hey,
what?
Killian, how does it feel no matter what you do, your sister will still be able to fold you in half?
Oh, don't worry, he'll probably outlast me at some point because barbarian hit points, high con, all that stuff.
Mhm.
Anyway.
Fold him into a pizza.
So, till next time.
So let's
Sullivan.